Welcome everyone to the next edition of New Reality Collective, 24 episodes in. So there's not as much news as was Monday, but the biggest thing that did happen was the Apple iPhone event. But before we get to that, let's talk about a revival of a series at Marvel, the Thunderbolts. Yes, so Marvel has announced that it's bringing back through Sci-Fi Wire was announced that Marvel is bringing back the 90s classic super team of the Thunderbolts for a new series tying into the publisher's upcoming Venom-centric event, The King in Black, which will be basically a cosmic Marvel event featuring the symbiote because we just got done with one event, we need to get to another event. And we're already in the process of with the X-Men's event, but that's still stuck with the X-Men's world and not the greater Marvel universe. So that, at least I can give credit to that. But yeah, it's gonna be a three-part limited series. Will be written by Matthew Rosenberg. Art by Juan Ferreira. I'm pretty sure I butchered that wrong. And we'll bring together a new team with a new concept. The Thunderbolts, created by Kurt Bursky and Mark Bagley in the late 90s, while Marvel's core heroes, Avengers and Fantastic Four, were believed to be dead. The original team led by Baron Zemo. Oh, the guy who destroyed the Avengers in Civil War, but wasn't really the purple wearing mask until, the upcoming Winter Soldier and Falcon. And then, which would be some complicated rules to earn public trust and whatnot. So, yeah, the latest incarnation of the team will follow a slightly different path. They'll be organized by Mayor Wilson Fisk, aka the Kingpin, to protect New York from Null's symbiote invasion. As with former lineups, the team will consist of villains and anti-heroes, including Rhino, the Taskmaster, Mr. Fear, Star, Batroc, Octo Leaper, and more. So this is essentially bring a crew together. Bring a crew together. What say you? Against the power of the Venom's symbiote suit. So get ready for that. I'm curious to know if the X-Men will tie into this event since they're busy, battling Mortal Kombat in their world. So we'll see how that thing is. And like the Thunderbolt storyline did lead to the original Thunderbolt a ruse that eventually led to some of them turning on him and then actually becoming heroes. So yeah, that could be the case with this one. But like but over the years, the Thunderbolts evolved a few times. Names from being a Suicide Squad Black Ops team group led by Norman Osborn to a rehabilitation program for villains looking to reform led by the great Luke Cage. Sweet Christmas. So yeah, this now will involve essentially, Wilson Fisk, who's mayor of New York. So yeah, to prepare for the great symbiote invasion. So look forward to that, everyone. I'm probably not interested in the King in Black event. I just did Empire because it was the Kree Scroll War thing. But let's see how the King in Black does for people. But probably just gonna stick to some titles in Marvel's lineup and the X-Men universe of things. Xbox Series X and S can double frame rates, increase resolution of backwards compatible games. Xbox announced several benefits for backwards compatible games for both the Series X and Series S, including auto HDR and increased frame rates. As announced on the official website earlier today, broke the news with the Xbox Series X and Series S. We're introducing a new feature called Auto HDR. Or writes Xbox compatibility program lead Peggy Lowe. Auto HDR automatically adds HDR enhancements to games which are only shipped with HDR. Auto HDR enhances the visual quality of an HDR game without changing the original artistic intent of the game. Lowe goes on to explain that developers don't have to do anything without HDR to be enabled with the older games on the new hardware. Also, since Auto HDR is enabled for the console's hardware, there is absolutely no performance cost to the CPU, GPU, or memory. Woo! And Lowe points to just in a demonstration video in which Fallout 4's frame rate is effectively doubled to a smooth 60 frames per second. But right now, they said the double frame rate is only featured to a select number of titles, but the auto HDR, that's kind of given. But auto HDR, yeah, enhanced graphics. So that's going to be pretty awesome. Like, give a boosted feel to the game that you remember playing when you were younger. Like, the war of the Xbox and the PS5 and whatnot. And yeah. It's like, this is the war of nostalgia. It is the war of nostalgia. And PS5 backwards compatibility is potentially coming to more games. Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Will it be like the games that we want to see? On PS3, 2, and 1. This is what was said. The list of games that won't support just got a little smaller. Okay, how do you say smaller when there are whole generations not able to play it? That's stupid. Confirming the news to Push Square earlier today, developer KT Racing revealed that they're working on a patch right now that will enable TT Isle of Man Ride on the Edge 2 to be played on PS5. At the current time, it's unclear where the patch will arrive in time and for the launch on November 12th. Another game that was included on the list titles that wouldn't be backwards compatible was PSVR shooter DWVR, posting on Reddit 3 days ago. A member of the developer team revealed they're actively working on a patch to bring it to the PS5, but they weren't sure whether it would be ready in time for the launch. So, God damn it. Okay, so, yeah, I'm still trying to wonder if they're gonna put they should still consider trying to find a way to get the PS4 through PS3 to 1 to be backwards. But like, it makes the most sense, honestly. Like, nostalgia is a very key component in the gaming industry, and there are still people that love these games. And well, GameStop needs all the money they can get. But okay. So, more good news in the war of consoles. Xbox 360 users are getting free cloud saves to transition to Xbox Series X and S. All 360 users will be able to bring their saved data with them on the Xbox Series X and S. In a blog post detailing save data, performance, and more, Microsoft announced cloud saves will soon be free to all Xbox 360 users, allowing them to bring their old 360 saves with them to the next generation at no additional cost. Previously, cloud saves on the 360 were locked behind an active Xbox Live subscription, but this new feature will allow all owners to preserve their save data in the cloud. Microsoft reiterated that your digital library of Xbox games will appear upon signing into the Xbox Series X and S, and compatible discs with the Xbox One to original Xbox. will work on the Xbox Series X. Additionally, if you have games installed on an external drive, you can plug it into your new Xbox to access those titles. Xbox once again said games will play best on next-gen consoles, confirming that backwards compatible games run at the full power of the GPU, CPU, and SSD drive, as they pronounced it, of the Series X and S. Microsoft's also promising methods to double the frame rate and provide 1440p resolution on select backwards compatible titles. And I've already talked about that. So, yeah, another sign that, yeah, I'm excited for the Xbox Series X. We get to get all of our nostalgia into the console, and we get to go as much beast mode as we can with it. So I'm glad for that. I'm glad that Microsoft's doing more with the old consoles and not making the mistakes they did when the Xbox One was first announced, because we all know how that went. Oh God, it's like a fridge. What some stupid nonsense. A cooler. That what it was. So, according to a developer's production director, Paul Hawley, revealed that there will be a new update where tomorrow's update will have mode-specific uninstall option for PC Modern Warfare users. So yeah, they saw the sign. Since the PC version demands a huge 225 gigabyte of hard drive space, while the console requires a smaller amount, those versions allow players to uninstall modes that players are not using, which helps reduce its HDD footprint. So yeah, man. So Call of Duty Modern Warfare's massive files. I don't know why it's so massive. Like I'm still trying to wonder how it's so massive. But at least they're now giving the option to us that we get to pick and choose certain stuff. Excuse me. That we get to pluck out things we don't want and pluck out things we want to keep in and pluck out things we don't want. So we get to choose the Modern Warfare we want, though that might come with crisis issues, but that's a different matter. So the rapper named Logic buys a Pokemon card for $220,000, and yeah, he paid for a lot of 220 grand for a first edition Charizard. Now he apparently has a surprisingly sweet reason. So people are wondering, what could this reason be? What could this reason to spend so much money and whatnot, and how much he was spending it? What did he say to justify purchasing 200K money? Posting on Instagram, Logic spoke about his love and appreciation for Pokemon and how spending top dollar on these cards is not about the material, it's about the experience. When I was a kid, I absolutely loved Pokemon, but couldn't afford the cards. I remember even trying to trade food stamps for theirs, and now as an adult who has saved every penny he has made being able to enjoy something I've loved since childhood, now as a grown man, it's like buying back a piece of something I could never have. It's not about the material, it's the experience. It's the journey, man. Oh god. Okay, look, I get he wanted to relive, but like, oh god. Oh god, that's insane. I get he has a noble reason in his eyes, but like, and he's well entitled to that. It's his money. He can do whatever he wants, but like, oh god, that's so insane. To spend that money, to spend all that money on a Charizard card, first edition. I must stress, because of course. Oh god, I can't take it anymore. I can't take it. So, AMC theaters. Um, yeah, we might be in the end of the days for the company. So, the company has filed a new filing with the Securities and Exchange Commission, and the theater chain AMC, which is the largest in the world, said on Tuesday that its existing cash resources will be largely depleted by the end of 2020 or the early 2021. The company says they will require additional sources of money or increases in attendees levels to continue. Oh, God damn it. So, yeah. AMC said in the SEC filing that major movie releases that were previously scheduled to be released in the fourth quarter have either been rescheduled to 2021 or slated for direct to streaming in lieu of a theatrical release, leaving a reduced slate of movie releases for the remainder of the year, further exacerbating the chain's existing problem. The final straw for Regal seemed to be the delay of No Time to Die, the latest James Bond movie, to April 2021. Yeah, so AMC also lashed out Universal Studios for deciding to release Trolls World Tour directly to streaming services. And, Disney recently announced their major reorganization centered around its Disney Plus streaming service. So, essentially what they just said was, oh, you're all fucked. That's essentially what it's been said. They are fucked. Unless they can somehow get enough money in the last few months of this year, which I highly doubt, given the virus is still predominantly powerful. And all testings right now are currently on hold because J&J Studio, J&J, James and I can't pronounce the company's name, but like J&J, let's go with that. announced that they had to stop their 60,000 plus testing of a potential vaccine because one of their participants got an unexplained illness. So we're fucked. Way to fucking go. Way to fucking go. What has science done? So basically what these people just said was that, oh, we basically recreated the first part of the I Am Legend movie, probably. So, in an announcement that shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone, Los Angeles Comic-Con has officially been canceled because of the COVID pandemic. Originally set to happen on December 11th to 13th on 2020, con-goers can now mark their calendars for 24th and 26th of September 2021. So it was decided after last week on October 7th, Governor Newsom and finally gave an update on reopening plans on theme parks, which most people thought would precede events and convention guidelines. In the announcement, the governor said that he had decided not to provide reopening guidelines yet for theme parks, and by extension events. Without guidelines, there is no way for LA County, either city or event organizers like us, to know if the plans and changes we made to be safe will be right or enough. So with that direction, we are rescheduling. All tickets shall be refundable, and any others will roll over to the 2021 event. The company also says that all talent booked for 2020 will appear in 2021, including the just announced appearances of Zachary Levi, Shazam, Tom Welling, Superman. Congoers who went in for a limited Kevin Smith and Silent Funko Pop can also choose between picking it up at a warehouse, paying it to have it shipped, or picking it up at Los Angeles Comic Con in 2021. So yeah, the continuing saga that we have been ruined by the virus. Ruined! Which, yeah, and considering how much I keep hearing that we might be expecting this virus to stick around till till late 2021, that's rumored. We're probably gonna get these events canceled too. So because the people who broke social distancing and lockdown protocols were like, I'm an edgy, cool person, and I'm going to defy the rules because I'm edgy, and I'm going to lick toilet seats, see if I get the virus, and prove to you that I can beat it. I'm immune to it, damn it. While everyone else is groaning at the mere stupidity coming out of this guy's mouth. So, moving on before I get more and more pissed off about COVID challengers because they're all dumbasses who are going ahead and providing the case for natural selection. Amazon Studios gets Eddie Murphy's Coming to America, the sequel to the classic 1988 movie is expected to start streaming December 18th. Coming to America, the upcoming sequel to the Eddie Murphy comedy Coming to America, whereas Coming to America has a 2 instead of TO for 2, has moved from theatrical to streaming premiere with Amazon Studios, according to Variety. The deal was close to being reported $125 million, and the movie is reportedly expected to debate on December 18th. Yeah! So, yeah, this should have been a surprise, but considering how much everything is going on, not really. It's not a surprise. This whole year has been fucked. So, Apple reveals the iPhone 12 models, including Mini, Pro, and Pro Max. Part of this big event, the big Apple event that occurs, so, although some of the wind has been taken out by sales by the way of a leak, the Apple event, which has delivered the official word on the iPhone 12 devices, will sport 5G functionality that Apple says will be beneficial for gaming. Oh, so, imagine what's going to happen when that comes out. I am half expecting the conspiracy nutcases to go outside and riot. Because there are some conspiracy people saying that it's the 5Gs that are causing the virus. Okay, they say the 5G towers, but when I first heard that, I was like, so you're blaming the internet. Okay. Why is it the internet? Like, if you were saying the internet is the cause for addiction, okay, fine, you have an argument there, but a biological virus? Next thing you know, they're going to say it was a weapon this whole time. Oh, you know what? Fuck it. They're probably saying that already. He's saying it's by the Chinese and everything. More like it's the government there that fucked up everything because they didn't, because they had the pride, because that doesn't exist. So yeah, iPhone 12 has been announced, iPhone 12 mini, and iPhone Pro and Pro Max, which is boasting how thinner it is, the 5G, 4K HDR, Smart HDR3, new camera features, all that kind of bragging and bragging and bragging. Okay, I gotta get an iPhone because I always do the 2 year system instead of the 1 year every single year thing. I wait 2 years to get a new iPhone, so you'll see me with an iPhone 12 down the road. League of Legends Wild Rift coming to iOS this year. Uses iPhone 12 814 chip and 5G. So they would announce that Daniel Ackman, the big gaming focus, said in a tweet, the big gaming focus at Apple event today was 5G and the League of Legends coming to mobile. In addition to throwing some shade at Fortnite, the key messaging was about iPhone 12 offering better performance than any other smartphone platform for gaming, including LOL. Yeah, so they wanted to throw shades at this. So they said it's an abridged version of the traditional LOL experience with a simpler, more streamlined user interface designed specifically for mobile devices. This development of the game continues with a new 0.5 patch note, having just been released on October 10th, along with reworking characters. They introduced a new practice mode that should make it easier to get accustomed to the touchscreen controls. So, yeah, I look forward to that and all that. Well, I don't really play those kind of games, so I'm probably not the best guy to talk about that. Mad Max Fury Road prequel starts casting stars. So it's been a long time, but Furiosa, the Mad Max Fury Road prequel, is starting to finally take shape with new casting announcements. Anna Taylor-Joy, the New Mutants and Glass star, Chris Hemsworth, Thor, and Yaha. I don't know the person's name. Um. The guy who plays Doctor Manhattan in the Watchmen TV show. And he's gonna play someone in Matrix 4. Okay. Have been named co-stars for the upcoming movie, which will dive deeper into Imperator Furiosa's backstory, according to Variety. The force of nature that's Furiosa was played by Charlize Theron. I'm pretty sure I butchered that wrong, but the role will now be taken on by Taylor-Joy. Yeah, I didn't know that she even didn't want the actress didn't want to play the role, so I was surprised by that. It's like she said this in an interview commented earlier this year. A tough one to swallow. It's a little heartbreaking for sure. I really love that character, and I'm so grateful that I had the small part in creating her. She will forever be someone I think of and reflect on fondly. But why did you? Okay. So Miller will co-write, direct, and produce Furiosa. Mad Max Furiosa. Let's tell the story in epicness with epic testosterone bullshit. Exxon Verge 2 is delayed, no longer coming this year. So the sequel to the mind-melting Metroidvania, Exxon Verge, has been delayed beyond its tentative fall 2020 release date. No. Then saying how it's a much more complex game, according to the developer Thomas Happ, saying this about how it's a much more complex game in terms of everything from any AI to the structure of the world itself. Happ also says that continuing fallout of the coronavirus pandemic has affected his productivity, especially when it comes to caring for his young child. He predicts that the game itself will be released in the first half of 2021, though he hopes it's sooner rather than later. So, yeah, sucks for a lot of people who love that game. It was pretty popular for people, so they have to wait a lot longer. And if the virus resurges again, which keep hearing rumors that we're on the cusp of a second wave. Yeah. The developer, Roblox. Okay, yeah, so my sister plays this game. I don't like talking about it, or her for when it comes to YouTube, because she's crazy at times. But she argues with me regarding my pronunciation of Roblox. I call it Roblox. She says Roblox. I know it says it has an O instead of an E, but I just for some reason call it Roblox instead of Roblox. So the company is apparently valued at over $4 billion. So they are filing to go public. So yeah, they've done the so they essentially said that Roblox intends to commence public offering following completion of the SEC review process. The company announcement reads, it adds the offering will be subject to market and other conditions, or could be a major caveat in the year as financial uncertainty as 2020 continues. While 2020 has been a successful year for the industry, with Roblox as one of the bigger games, it served as a virtual alternative for in-person social events. It also set up a handful of controversies for the company. A hacker gained access to Roblox user accounts by bribing a worker of the company. While July saw a widespread attack gain access to user accounts and add them to display Trump propaganda ahead of the 2020 election. Oh, goddamn. Yep, no, we're leaving that. So, do you know that game Reigns, Her Majesty, Reigns, Game of Thrones? So, there's going to be a new Reigns game. It will take you to the stars. But not just any stars. It will make you making decisions for an indie rock band. Wait, what? That travels through space recruiting aliens to play with them. So yeah, the next Reigns game is an Apple Arcade exclusive about a space-faring indie rock band. Okay. That's kind of funny. There are more details on Eva Marie's return. So Cultaholic was the ones that first reported this return yesterday of Eva Marie and whatnot, and that while the Red Queen will re-debut is currently unclear, but they've been told it could be as soon as last night's Raw, which didn't happen. And Mike Johnson, PW Insight, has provided additional details on Marie's return. All Red Everything is currently in Orlando, Florida for this week's TV tapings at the Amway Center Thunderdome. She was spotted on Sunday undergoing medical testing to enter the Thunderdome. WWE Marie came to terms on her return 3 weeks ago, but her role in the company is currently unknown. The Red Queen previously hinted she was open to coming back to WWE only 2 weeks before signing a new deal, as she told Real Talker's Jim Alexander that she had some unfinished business with a WWE as a WWE superstar. So yeah, and yeah, like I said, I want her to be in a more manager role if she has not improved like at all, and she's just being there for being Vince's personal eye candy subject, which is sad when Vince has that kind of desire. It's I don't know where this is gonna go. Apparently, this has been in the planning for a while, which is shocking because WWE doesn't like planning anything. But remember Ben Carter, the guy who showed up on Late Night Dynamite? Well, a report has come out that WWE makes a major play to sign Ben Carter. One of the biggest. How. Yeah. While they have both yet to agree, and the wrestler is still attracting interest from AEW and now Impact Wrestling, WWE has made a very interesting offer. So AEW wants to sign him, and WWE wants to sign him, and now Impact is like, "Hey, Ben Carter, you want to come over to our brand?" So that's saying a lot how much Ben Carter made a free agent hot marketplace, but it is said that the major key component in this major play is NXT UK. So to try and sign the free agent in recent weeks, Carter previously mentioned his residential status in the US meant he worked his matches in AEW for free. But if he was to sign with NXT UK, he would have no such issues. He would get paid. So yeah, so basically unless he was given a open contract deal, I'm sure he would take it because he would get paid in the NXT UK brand, but WWE wants absolute totality over people. So I wouldn't want. I could say we just wait it out, but considering how much the virus has fucked everything up, You're gonna have to make a quick. This might be a very heavy decision to make here, man. And I liked his skills in the ring, so we'll see. WWE has filed new trademarks. WWE Main Event, WWE Livewire, and WWE and The Game. Oh, god damn it. Okay, good news though. Oh, in other trademark news, Mia Yim has filed trademarks for her in-ring name on October 8th. Woo! Mia Yim is fighting for independence! So, that's good, that's good. Glad that Mia Yim is knowing, okay, I gotta take my name. After what happened with the Io Shirai incident, where they gave her an L instead of an I, but that's beside the point. I need to lock down on my name. Because I believe in individuality, which means if she gets the approval, that means she can use it on her Twitch account. Oh, the WWE can't make claims on her, right? Right? Maybe. So remember that woman who fought Thunder Rosa? As I call her, because I'm pretty sure I would get her name completely wrong. So it's been she recently took part in a virtual Q&A with Pro Wrestling Junkies and spoke about her time and whatnot. But she later said she was given permission from the AEW manager to confirm something. She has officially signed on to a contract with AEW. So yeah, she's all elite, all elite. So look forward to her. And there were talks about the Thunder Rosa incident. Let's see if I can find it. Like there was a report coming out a few days later that incident, that the whole shoot thing never happened. I'm not sure what the whole deal is, but let's see. I think it was talking about Thunder Rosa at one point in her virtual Q&A, but I haven't seen it. I'm just looking at excerpts. But now we get to the final meat of today's news. Death Metal Scott Snyder did some interviews as part of the Death Metal 4 talk, and it was revealed in this 3 interview article connected to this issue I'm doing. Instead of talking about certain aspects like about the issue itself, because I have to wait till I get the official comic, hoping to get the Jon Stewart art germ variant. It's cool. So, oh man. So Hex was killed. Jonah Hex was killed in Trinity Crisis. So it's revealed that the original plan for the character was to kill off Swamp Thing. So yeah, the original plan. Scott Snyder revealed this. I didn't want to start killing characters right and left in some vicious, violent thing where we're disrespecting characters. Infinite Crisis already taught that. Oh, and Heroes in Crisis. I thought about killing Swamp Thing, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. I have too much love for that character in a way that I felt he needs a bigger ending if he's going to get it. He told CBR, but Hex I felt was a character who had built up a lot of goodwill in the story, especially where Harley could go. But in the Robin King special by Peter J. Thompson, that has some depths in it, and it's on his world and our world. It's definitely one of the darkest issues I ever read. It's in our Metalverse, but it's also quite beautiful. So Swamp Thing is still alive. Let's see how that goes. And Scott Snyder then talks about Superboy-Prime, who showed up in Trinity and is set to have a big role in the Anti-Crisis. And Snyder reveals, Snyder reveals that he consulted with Jeff Johns on Superboy-Prime's character. This is what he said. There was always the question if he was going to return some way. For us, I think the thing that made him such a special and the reason we wanted to bring him back until now is he's someone who speaks so directly to a lot of what death metal is about. He's a character whose building lies to desire to bring things back and to return to a time that had simpler versions of the heroes where things weren't as complicated. And a lot of what we're doing in death metal is speaking in a way that's an impossibility and that we have to embrace the future and be welcoming of whatever the future looks like. And have a DCU that celebrates the past where everything that's happened in the past story-wise matters, but also brave about creating and exploring new frontiers. With Prime playing such a huge role going forward, Snyder revealed he consulted with Jeff Johns to depicted the character first descending in divinity during Infinite Crisis, on developing his art for the story. Snyder and Johns will be writing a death metal tie-in called Secret Origins in December. and how Prime will play a major role in that issue. Superboy-Prime was always sort of a character who I think existed right at the crossroads of a lot of things we were talking about. We wanted to bring him in a way that would give him a real meaty role at the moment when the story is just at its turning point. That's why he comes in here. I also spoke to Jeff Johns a lot about the character recently, and he was extremely hopeful about making sure what we do with him. Not just the issue, but his subsequent issues coming because he has a role in those as well. Tracks for who he is and makes for a good story with him. The issue I'm working on with Jeff Johns, Death Metal: The Secret Origins, is also about Superboy-Prime. So yeah, Superboy-Prime is back in Death Metal, Power of the Trinity Crisis, and he does show up in the 4th issue. Here's the thing. Why, like, I get, like, Jeff Johns rewrote Superboy-Prime to become the thing he is now, but he didn't create him. But, like, I want to talk more about that, but I have to talk about the comic itself, and I don't really want to do that until I get the issue and make my own video about that. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff I wanted to mention about Superboy-Prime and what he's going to do in Death Metal, and what I think what should happen to him in Death Metal. So Scott Snyder has revealed that Wonder Woman may be kind of losing it. So this is what was revealed in the article with CBR. In their fight against the dark multiverse villains, the heroes have done increasingly desperate and morally questionable act to restore the multiverse proper at any cost, with Wonder Woman leading the charge in an attempt to control and reshape reality. Writer Scott Snyder notes that the Amazon hero is going about her plan like a villain from events past, such as Superboy-Prime and Parallax. Now, as Death Metal escalates, the unlikely voice of reason for Diana Prince to see the moral flaws in the strategy will come from Lex Luthor. So, yeah, she's going after Crisis Energy. She's trying to restore the multiverse, but going about it in a different way. I want to talk about more in depth with that, but like I said, I'll wait for issue 4 when I get it tomorrow, hopefully, and make a video about it. But yeah, it's gonna be hard to really go in detail with that because, yeah, like I said, this is a very, very difficult way to explain this. But I'll just say it relates more to Zero Hour than anything else. Also, and after I saw Link Car's review, it makes more sense now more than ever what Wonder Woman might actually be doing inadvertently. So, yeah, that's about it for all the news that came out on Tuesday. So, that was pretty fun. That's about it. Like, yeah, there's not really that much left to talk about in terms of big news. At least what I found was interesting. So, those were my collective thoughts for Tuesday's edition of Neo Reality Collective. This was Neo Reality Entertainment. For free like, comment, subscribe, and donate to for more. And stay safe, everyone.